Hello, and welcome this evening. Welcome to Retro and Wolf. I am Retro, playing tonight Pokemon Shield, which I'm very excited about. And I want to thank everybody for coming on board. I know some people are going to be kind of coming in as we go. So thank you very much for those of you who come in and hang out, and I hope we all have a really good time. So this is Pokemon Shield on the Nintendo Switch. Thank you, Wolf Angel. So I did play through the initial opening sequence of this to get ready for tonight, but we are going to where we're going to be choosing our starting Pokemon, and I put a poll up in our Discord that asking which one I should take. And actually I'm going to look at the Discord right now, kind of while we wait for some people to funnel in here. Let's see, according to the poll in the Discord, the winner is, and I went on Facebook as well, on our Facebook page, Retro and Wolf. Looks like the winner tonight is going to be Sobble. And I'm going to throw into the chat, kind of as we go tonight, our Discord link here. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to throw that into our Discord right now, or throw that into our chat. You're welcome to come join our Discord and hang out with Wolf and I, and we talk games, and we network with a bunch of other streamers, so absolutely come out and say hello to us. So right now we are going, we got picked up by our friend here, Hop, and we are going to, I did not name him, and my character is named Retro. So here we go. Oh, there we go. So we have a little bit more dialogue to get through, but I didn't want to play through the entire opening part of the game just to get to one part. But we are really close to where we're going to be picking our starter Pokemon. It looks like today we're going to be going for the Water-type Sobble. Oh, that's the thing I forgot you can do. You can whistle. And that becomes a thing later on that you do. Oh, hi, Orion. The Puppers is coming to hang out with me. And this is our Pokemon champion, Leon. I tell you, the graphics on what they did, I'm actually really happy with the graphics of what they did with Sword and Shield. Let's see here. Hey, Kim, welcome in, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to see you, buddy. We're just getting started here on Pokemon Shield. I'm sending this to a few people who I know wanted me to send it to them here while we wait just for give me 1 second. There we go. Twitch.tv. There we go. Cool. How you doing, brother? How you doing, Cam? Good to see you, buddy. A little bit, yeah. Well, you know, Nintendo's known for sticking to formulas, which is pretty cool. So, and you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, but yeah, they do have that old 64 kind of feel to it now. You know, I hadn't thought about it until you said that, but you're right. Like thinking about it, like yeah, it does. You haven't seen a patient in the clinic for the last 3 hours. Well, you know, I want to say that's probably a good thing. You know, if you're not seeing patients, that means people are healthy and doing well. You hope. You hope that means. And wow, that AC blowing on me right now is really cold. Give me 1 sec. How you liking, so you just moved to Tennessee. How you like Tennessee? Getting used to the colder weather there? Also, in case anybody doesn't know, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe to one channel for free every month. No charge to you, but it does help us out. Helps us grow our channel. So if you have that Amazon Prime subscription and you aren't subscribed to any other channels, feel free to go ahead and use that and subscribe to our channel for free. You can re-up it every single month. And again, no charge to you because Twitch is actually a product of Amazon Prime. Or of Amazon. They're owned by Amazon. They were created by Amazon. So how amazing is that? So yeah, if you have a Prime subscription, go ahead and use that and subscribe to our channel. That helps us out a lot. Tennessee is great so far. Colder weather, very hilly, very wide open. I've been through Tennessee many, many times, my brother. It's Cam. For those of you who don't know, Cam is one of my closest friends in the world, and yeah, I've been to Tennessee many times, and I was born in Kentucky. And I have a lot of family, even though I didn't grow up there, I have a lot of family that was raised, that grew up there, and I would see them and everything. And, you know, so I'm used to the hills and the mountains of Tennessee and Kentucky, and I've done a lot of camping in that area as well. So it's a beautiful area, particularly in the fall, because you've got so many maple trees and oak trees and everything that just change these beautiful colors all throughout, and it's a gorgeous place to be, that's for sure. Wolf Angels wanted to live in Tennessee for so many years. Alright, so here we go. We get to choose our starter. Now, based on the poll that from Facebook, our Facebook page, Retro and Wolf, and also from our Discord, which again, I'm going to drop that Discord. I'm going to drop that Discord link periodically into our chat here. The winner is the water type Sobble. And I'm not going to name Sobble. I'm going to leave him as Sobble. We'll let him choose. Let him be him. Yay! Hey, Vika Skanji, thank you for the like. Hey, G-Veast, welcome into the stream. See, Wolf Angel, ever since you went to a family reunion in Pigeon Forge, and you also went to Nashville, you wanted to live in Tennessee. I've been through Tennessee many times, and it's gorgeous. Personally, you know, Indiana is still home for me very much so. I mean, I live in Florida now, but I mean, so much of Indiana is still home. But I love the Midwest. There's so much I love about the Midwest, not just you know the sights, but the culture and just kind of the way things are. It's a beautiful, you know, I miss having 4 actual seasons. Living in Florida, you have hot, hotter, oh god, I'm walking on the sun, and then back to hot again. You know, with like 3 hours of cold temperatures somewhere in the year. It's not the same as having 4 true seasons. Also, and to anybody in Florida who sees this, and I hope somebody can prove me wrong, y'all do not know how to do Halloween here. I'm sorry. You don't. People in Florida don't know how to do Halloween. And maybe it's just because I grew up, Halloween was legitimately cornfield mazes and haunted hay rides with tractors like... Ooh, I just saw the undefeated champion Leon with his undefeated Charizard, who is also undefeated. Hey, Red 5. Hey, buddy. Got everybody coming in tonight. Hello! Though he's pants with directions. Speaking of pants, nobody ever, like anybody, hey, Kumar Yari, thank you for the like. Thank you. You know, to anybody who, I kind of want to cosplay Leon just because I want to wear shorts over tights, you know? What do you say? Willing and ready to take the hop on the first ever Pokemon Battle of Your Life? Yes! Yes, we are! Looks like everyone's on board. Pokemon and trainers like, then let's do this! Let's get ready to rumble! Cam just joined the Discord. Thank you, my friend. Or cosplay for the cape. Also true. The cape and the hair. Hair with the crown. Like, you know, I gotta have it all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon. Yeah. I've had so much caffeine today. You are challenged by Pokemon trainer Hop. Hop sent out Wooloo. These are actual sentences. This is actually a lot of fun. And I love the dynamic, like, it feels like you're watching the anime while playing the game. And that's, I think, to a degree, this is kind of what we always hoped it would be when it came to Pokemon games. You know, they've come so very far. It's just awesome. And Cam, thank you for joining the Discord. Yes, we have a very active Discord, posting in it daily. Oh yeah, Indianapolis, the Necropolis in Indianapolis. Hafej. I have no idea if any of you are actual profiles or not, but I want to thank everybody for coming in and liking the channel. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. What really helps us out as well is if being able to follow our channel. We are on the path. I'm going to come back to Necropolis. We are on the path right now to making affiliate right here, and that's step number 1. And we've hit all of the metrics. We've hit all the numbers after tonight, except the follower count. We need 50 followers. When I started my stream tonight, we were at 20, so if you aren't following our channel, please, you would do me a huge favor and help us out a lot if you could follow our channel. Plus, you'll see every time we go live, we stream at least 4 times every single week. We try to be very consistent. We post our schedule in our Discord of what we're going to be playing at the beginning of each week. We post it on our Facebook page. So yeah, it's very exciting. So Necropolis in Indianapolis. You know, Necropolis, according to mythology, was the city of the dead, right? And in Indianapolis, I forget what building it was that they used it for, excuse me. But it was this giant warehouse, multi-leveled warehouse, and they would turn the whole thing into a haunted house. They would spend months transforming this place, hiring actors, hiring in people to come in and be these roles. And the only rule at Necropolis, got tons of new likes coming in. I think these are coming in off Facebook. Facebook or YouTube. Either way, wherever you're coming in from, thank you so much for the love. Be sure to come over and see us on Twitch, too. It's an old Westinghouse building. Thank you. So, multi-levels. And they would turn into this haunted house. You'd pay your fee when you get in. And the only rule was that nobody could touch you. But they could get right here. And they could follow you. They could see. It was, some of it got pretty terrifying. And there were different haunted houses, but if you paid for the whole adventure, it would take you a good 45 minutes to get, at least, to get through the whole thing if it wasn't crowded. And it was intense. They really went to the nines with it. I'd forgotten all about Necropolis. I had friends that were actors in the Necropolis, and one year they got me in for free. It was awesome. They got me a comp ticket to go through, and it was a lot of fun. I love Halloween. I love Halloween so much, and it just, yeah, put on the same people that put on Dark Armies. Dark Armies is a underground. It's actually, I think, isn't it at the same? I think it's at the same building, but Dark Armies is a underground, I think 40,000 square foot warehouse basically, where you can play paintball in pitch black. Well, you play it in black light. It is the only light in the arena is black light, and it looks like a burned out city, and it's awesome. And I haven't been in many, many years, but I remember I did my 13th birthday there. It's the same set of buildings. I knew it was like all right there together. Okay, there's a new Digimon game coming out soon. Any plans to play that? Honestly, I'm down. Totally down to do it. I haven't heard anything about it, but I've had a lot going on. So I haven't stayed 100% up to date with like what the new stuff is. Like there is a new Final Fantasy game that just came out that is a prequel to Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, and it's like how Chaos came and like took over the world. And it just came out. Square Enix just put it out. I watched the trailer. It looks really good. I'm this close to pulling the trigger on it, but I've read some mixed reviews, so I kind of want to let it be out for a bit and see what it does. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I love Digimon. I really do like it. You know, I know Digimon always kind of lived in Pokemon's shadow. But you got to think too, you know, Pokemon had the anime, but then Pokemon started putting out these games, and they really, which is something that Digimon didn't embrace the same way. So, you know, you're now hitting two fandoms. You're hitting the gaming crew, and you're hitting the gaming fandom, and you're hitting the anime fandom, and they just happen to be the same fandom, so naturally it's going to grow. I believe Pokemon is officially the largest grossing franchise in the world. I think it has actually set the record. It's surpassed everything else. It's the largest video game franchise in the world. It's no longer Game Freak. I mean, Game Freak is... I mean, there's Game Freak, but it's now the Pokemon Company. Like, they're not even... They're the Pokemon Company owned by Nintendo. Kind of. But, like, they're their own organization. So, you know, Digimon... I don't think Digimon fully embraced, in the United States, at least the U.S. market, the same way Pokemon did. But I do love me some Digimon. I've been introducing my kids to Digimon, actually. I have the first 2 seasons. Very stoked for Final Fantasy 16. I'll be real, I haven't been excited about a Final Fantasy game since 10. 13 was okay, but I wasn't a fan of the way that a lot of the gameplay style was going. But it's been a while, and so I've stepped back from Final Fantasy a lot. And anymore, if I do go the Final Fantasy route, it's because I'm playing the classics, which I thought about. Let me ask this, you know, to you guys in the chat, would you guys be interested in seeing me play some classic Final Fantasy games? I mean, the reason I go by retro is because I became known on a previous channel that I was a part of, as I was known as Retro. I had a channel called Retro Piece Theater, which only played on YouTube. I only played retro games and retro franchises. And even so, I consider Pokemon a retro franchise, even though this is a newer game. But I'm called Retro because of my passion for retro games. Would you guys be interested in seeing me play some of the old school Final Fantasy games? I'm talking like Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, Final Fantasy 3/6 on the Super Nintendo. I don't know if I would do 7, because a lot of people have done 7, and 7 is... I don't know if I would do... I like 7, I love 7, but I don't know 7 as well as I know the others, so I feel like there's other streamers that would do 7 way better than I would. So a different mechanic in this one that they did right off the bat is your rival, and they did this in some of the other Pokemon games too. It used to be, if you go back to Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, and even Gold and Silver, your rival would, whatever Pokemon you chose, they would take whatever Pokemon was super effective against yours. And then somewhere around Pokemon Black, I think, was, somewhere around Pokemon Black was where your rival was now your friend, and whatever Pokemon you picked, they would choose the one that would be weak to yours. Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, yeah, that would be a doable one. Although I almost want to go back to the Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo. Same game, it's just not the remastered. There are very few video game soundtracks that I have just outright bought. And years ago, my sister and I ordered from Japan, in the Japanese sleeve and everything, I think it's 3 or 4 disc of Final Fantasy VI, which is the Final Fantasy 3 in America. Play Final Fantasy 2 or 4, which Cecil and Kain. I think that's 4. I think 4 is the one with the American 4 is the one with Cecil and Kain. I know a lot of people love Final Fantasy 9 as well. One is on Steam, one requires using SNES. Yeah, Pixel Remasters on Steam. The other one would be the Super Nintendo variant, the original. And there's not a huge difference between them. There were a few speedrun glitches that they fixed in the Pixel Remaster. For example, there's a haunted train boss in 6 that you can, because it's an undead train, and you can use items on enemies, which people forget that. Like, everybody thinks you can only use a potion on yourself. If you really wanted to in Final Fantasy, you could use a potion on the enemy. It was a haunted train, undead train. It was the train that ferried people to the other side, and at one point it attacks you. And you're like running down the track fighting this train. In the original Final Fantasy VI, if you use a Phoenix Down on it, which would revive the dead, it kills the train instantly. It's a one-hit boss kill if you have a Phoenix Down. I think they fixed that in the Pixel remaster. And in the Super Nintendo one, depending on who's in your party, you can body slam the train, which is hilarious. And I think they fixed that in the Pixel remaster as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Both are beautiful. I've seen video and gameplay of both. Both are stunning. Yeah, I've obviously played the Super Nintendo one. But good stuff. Good stuff. We got lots of likes coming in. I think we're coming in on Facebook is where most of these likes are coming in today. But be sure to, if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to come on over to Twitch. There, when I posted the link and shared the link tonight, I also posted the Twitch Blade with it. Or the Twitch link with it. Sorry, I saw Xenoblade. Twitch Blade. I vote you play through Xenosaga with you. You're trying to get through all of the old Xeno games before Xenoblade 3 comes out. Good luck. Your voice tune is very beautiful. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. You can still suplex the train, but it doesn't look as cool. Okay. Hey, Mooglenator coming in. Hey, bro. This is also the first time in a Pokemon game we get introduced to the game's legendary, like, right off the bat. You also remember playing Final Fantasy VI for the stream. It's your favorite Final Fantasy game. Oh, yeah. You know, I thought, maybe I will. Maybe that's the way I'll do it. We'll play Final Fantasy VI. I think that'd be fun. That'd be a fun one. I saw a, it was a Games Done Quick, GDQ, speed run of Final Fantasy VI in its entirety at 100% completion. Speed run world record was still over 7 hours. A speed run of a Super Nintendo game world record was over 7 hours at 100% completion. Hang on. I'm going to adjust my camera because it's doing this autofocus thing that's driving me nuts. Give me one sec here. There we go. Now it shouldn't autofocus anymore because that was driving me bananas. Ever played Dragon Quest? I have. I have played Dragon Quest. Which Dragon Quest? Because I haven't played any Dragon Quest that came out more recently than the Super Nintendo editions. Again, as my name implies, I go by retro. I play retro games. Dragon Quest XI is phenomenal. You know, guys, and here's the thing. You think Final Fantasy X speedrun is still around 10 hours. JRPG speedruns tend to be long unless there's a glitch to jump to the end. Yes. And the reason, one reason for that is because a lot of the dialogue and cutscenes are very difficult to skip and almost impossible unless you can do a glitch that doesn't trigger the cutscene and lets you go through the game. So it's one of the things that does extend it out. But there's also tend to be grinding, you know, character grinding for levels and experience, things you have to do. The only Dragon Quest you played was 4. Well, in my Discord, and again, I'm going to post this link. I'm going to post this link kind of as we go throughout the night because so it just refreshes in the chat. I have a gaming suggestion page in my Discord. Time to get the kid to bed. Glad dropping. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. Thanks, Red5. You take care, brother. Have a good night. Yeah, so I have a gaming suggestion page in my Discord, channel in my Discord. So go in there and start suggesting games to me. You know, just bombard us with games. Tell us what you want to see play, and we'll play it. You know, that's the cool thing, is if we can, we can. I have my gaming library is my physical gaming library is over 400 titles. And if I really had to, I can go the emulation route. So if I can't find it, I can emulate it. And depending on the console, depends on the quality of the emulation of what I'm doing, or I might even be able to get a copy or borrow a copy. So, you know, throw suggestions at me in my Discord, please. That is the most. I'm directly interactive there. So, both Wolf and I are very active in our Discord. On the topic of video game soundtracks, Dawn of Mana on PS2 is one of my favorites of all time. I think Dawn of Mana had I could be wrong, but I think it had Nobuo Uematsu, who Nobuo Uematsu did the Final Fantasy soundtracks. He also did soundtracks to one of my favorite games of all time, Lost Odyssey, which is an Xbox exclusive game, but it's a lot of fun. We're going to try to catch some Pokemon here. Hooray! Got a Rookidee. Something else that I love that they added to the later Pokemon games is that you get experience for catching. And that was something that didn't exist in the Gen 1 Pokemon games. You didn't get experience if you caught Pokemon. So it made... It just didn't... I don't know, it just... I'm glad it's there. Let's just leave it at that. I'm glad it's there. I'm also grateful for Pro controllers. Nothing against the Joy-Cons, but... I don't know, I like having the Joy-Cons as my backup, because you can take the Joy-Cons, you can put them in this, and then use this like, you know, your regular controller. But I like having an actual Pro controller I can use as my main, because my hands are very large, and so it's nice to hold something physically larger. Head composer for Dawn of Mana was actually Kenji Odo. Okay, he did Saga Frontier. Okay. Kenji Odo's another soundtrack legend. If you aren't familiar with either of these guys, and I'm going to type... look up Kenji Ito or Nobuo Uematsu, and you won't go wrong. Like, it's excellent study music, if nothing else. Like, if you just wanted music to write or study to, like, that's the way to go. And since I've already caught one of these guys, we're just gonna battle. Yes. Nobody else could do it. Nobody else could touch the Final Fantasy VII remake the way Uematsu could. It's not going to happen. It would be... Here's my problem. You know what really grinds my gears? My problem with people redoing other people's music is when they don't give it their own flavor. Okay, now, to get on a Disney tangent, I love Disney movies. One of my favorites of all time is Aladdin. And I'm grateful that when Will Smith took on the role of Genie, he didn't try to be Robin Williams. And that was my fear, is that Will Smith, while a talented singer and artist, would try to be Robin Williams. Okay? When you get people who try to take over games, or soundtracks, or movies, or whatever, you end up getting people who try to be someone else. Hey, thanks for the like, Edna. You try to get someone who tries to be someone else, and it just doesn't, because they're trying to be them, and so it doesn't feel the same, you know? I would rather get a whole new take on something, inspired by the original. Or get the original to come back in the case of Uematsu. But I mean, Uematsu's been composing for Final Fantasy for almost 40 years. Well, 30 years. Yeah. Speaking of soundtracks, the Pokemon soundtracks have always been solid to me. But it's so funny because with Pokemon will kind of walks a dangerous line. Because, you know, 25 years and they have to keep keeping it fresh. You know, and I'm going to be honest, not all of their games were hits for me. I'll be honest, and I may be alone in this. Sun and Moon are the only Pokemon games I've ever played and not completed. I can't do it. I do not like them. I don't like them. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were slightly better changes. On the whole, I can't do it. I just dislike them. You know, but at the same time, the reason I dislike them, I also respect them. I know it sounds weird. I dislike them because of the changes they made, but I respect that Pokemon tried to make changes. They tried new things, they tried to be bold with it. There were a few mechanics that I liked that they added in that were nice. I'll give you an example. I like that instead of having Pokemon that have to learn an HM move, which you can't delete, so they gave you Pokemon that you could call to do those HM moves. That was a cool mechanic. All right, I don't hate it. They've used it in future games. I did not like the whole island challenge things. I missed the gyms. Being able to battle gym leaders. I feel like that was a completion mechanic that should have been there and wasn't. And I just overall, I couldn't get into the Rotom decks that they had. I felt like it was just weird. You know, you have a Pokedex that's inhabited by an electric type Pokemon, so it talks to you, but it doesn't count as you having caught one. Having caught a Rotom, you still had to catch a Rotom. Like, it was just a weird, several weird little things. But I can also respect very heavily that they tried new things. Hi, puppy. Here's my baby boy. It's O'Brien. I have not finished Arceus. I am still playing it. But I'm honestly just taking my time. I'm enjoying it. Again, same thing. There are a few mechanics I'm not crazy about, but overall, I don't really have that many gripes. I feel like it's still a solid game. I think it took some bold moves, but I'm nowhere near finished with it. No. I'm taking my very, very sweet time with it. Are you playing Arceus, Muglinator? I got Charizard just like, hey, I'm here. You beat it last month? Yeah, I'm nowhere near. I've just been taking my very, very sweet time with it. I really thought about playing through it on stream, but again, you know, when I play games on stream, I kind of feel a certain amount of pressure to play through to certain points because I want it to stay interesting. I don't want it to, you know, seem boring to the people who are watching. And I really just wanted to take my time and enjoy a new concept of a game without feeling pressured to do it on stream and whether I, you know, doing good or bad, you know. So I'm just going slow. You know, I don't think I've seriously played a Pokemon game since Ruby and Sapphire. Crystal was my absolute favorite, though. Crystal is great. I think probably my favorite to play through casually is still X and Y on the 3DS. Yeah, see, still got the whole Rotom phone now, which is the same thing as the Rotom Dex, but it's not as annoying in this. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were awesome. They were some of the best video game remakes I've ever seen. Hey, we got more likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our Discord link there in the chat. Yay, random stranger giving me a random bottle of something and calling it a potion. You know, one of these days I'm going to cut my hair and freak all of you out. I used to have really short cut hair, like buzzed on the sides and the back, short, spiky on top. Hey, Ronefro! Thanks, brother! I'm doing well. How are you, man? But yeah, it occurs to me that, like, most of you have never... I think maybe one person in the chat has ever seen me with short hair. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Enjoying some Pokemon Shield here. So it's just kind of... I'm ignoring the dialogue because I'm just trying to get to the action. It's all the usual same, you know, opening crap of, hey, let's, you know, go do this, and hey, let's, you know, make sure you go do this, and here, let me show you where everything is. And then after this, it kind of opens up. You couldn't imagine me with short hair. Yeah, it used to be real. For 31 years, I had short hair, you know. Like I said, buzzed on the sides, short and spiky on top, off the ears, off the collar, real kind of high and tight cut hair. I even did the frosted tips at one point, which why I thought that was ever a good idea, I don't know. Looking back, it's like, yeah, you were definitely 23. You might let your grow or haven't decided yet. I can say this because it's my stream. I half joke that the reason my hair is long is to irritate my ex-wife. She doesn't watch this, so even if you know her, you can tell her, I don't care. When COVID happened, I couldn't get my hair cut anywhere, right? So we're talking like beginning of 2020. and I couldn't get my hair cut anywhere. And so I was just letting my hair grow just down. And it wasn't anything like how it is now. It was it was shorter, but it was still getting longer. And casually, my ex-wife made a comment about how she hated long hair on me. And I haven't had a haircut since. And that was, last haircut would have been March of 2020. So yeah, we're now at 2 years that I haven't had a haircut at all. And I'm okay with that. And it's like the most passive-aggressive way I can annoy my ex-wife. It's my stream, I can say this. I can finally say this. You think the world is ready for a more mature Pokemon anime? I feel like the franchise needs to grow with the audience. When you say a more... Food here, gotta look. Hey, Renefro, thank you for coming in. Enjoy the food. If you come back, you gotta tell me what you're having. When you say a more mature anime, Pokemon anime, like what are you thinking? Like what to you, from a writing standpoint, would determine a more mature Pokemon anime? Because, and then the beautiful thing about that question is it's different for everybody. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see a Pokemon anime with profanity, obviously. That kind of goes against the image of the franchise. You know, I think the original Pokemon had some really mature moments, especially when you're dealing with, and you go back to the original anime, like the Kanto era, when you're dealing with stuff like, you know, the Pokemon Tower, where the Pokemon are dead, and you're dealing with the ghosts. Basically, any of the episodes dealing with the ghosts of dead Pokemon, like, were really, really intense, kind of scary episodes. Something with the same tone as an anime, like Fate Stay Night, serious with darker themes with plenty of room for levity. Yeah, I think I can kind of see what you're saying with that. I think Pokemon set in a dystopic world would be interesting. Some people say that there's a theory I heard many, many years ago that Pokemon is already set in a post-apocalyptic world. Now, I don't know about all that, but let's customize our character. Let's see. Who would I say is the target audience for Pokemon? That's a loaded question, I think, because it depends on what we're talking about. You know, when I was 7 when Pokemon came out to the States. So at 33, I can sit here and say that I'm still a target audience for Pokemon. I mean, I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt. I think, you know, but then at the same time, my 6-year-old loves Pokemon. So I don't honestly know that Pokemon has a target audience. I think Pokemon has a target audience for people that are really into, like, the, into the original franchise. And I think it has people that kind of grew up with it. It's kind of like Power Rangers for me. You know, modern, you know, like people my age who grew up with it. But people older than me that didn't grow up with it as a fandom aren't going to be as into it as I am. Pokemon is the same way, I think. A mature thing would automatically eliminate some buyers. Yes, it would. But would it expand it into others? That's the trade-off, you know. At its core, Pokemon revolves around stage combat. I feel like they could turn it into shonen-type anime. I think if they went, I'm not gonna do anything with my character for now. We'll do this later. You know, I think you're talking about some interesting balances here. You have to find balance. You know, because it's like any anime, especially a lot of the ones that didn't get edited before coming to the United States. And what I mean by that is a lot of the ecchi and fan servicey content wasn't taken out before airing here. So I think you need, yeah, balance in the Force. I think you need to find that crucial balance between serious and humor. But that's why I say, like, if you go back, there were some really dark Pokemon episodes early on. In the original season, the Battle of the SS Anne, the ship is going down like the Titanic, and everybody's fighting for survival and trying to get off the ship. That way, and then like you've got where they were, stranded on Driftwood. If you go back to the first Pokemon movie, Ash dies at the end. He sacrifices himself to stop Mew and Mewtwo, and it takes the tears of all of the Pokemon there witnessing, and it takes the understanding from Mewtwo to bring him back to life. If you watch the second Pokemon 2000, the second one, it's the same kind of thing. He's risking his life to save the world. The whole world is thrown into jeopardy because the three forces of nature, the legendary birds, are all out of balance. And literally, it's affecting the entire world. Kind of butterfly affecting everything, and the world is literally falling apart. Floods and storms and all these horrible things because they're out of balance and out of sync. And Ash almost dies a few times trying to restore balance to the world. So Pokemon has its dark days, and it's got some movies with some very heavy adult themes that as a kid you go, wow, this is, that's intense. As an adult, you go, wow, that's intense. The third Pokemon movie, which wasn't as popular, and I think because of the timing of when it came out, the main character, her father, the little girl in the movie, her father is dead. And she imagines the legendary Pokemon Entei into the world to be her father to replace the father figure she lost. So it's got its share of dark themes. You really enjoy the early Pokemon films, especially 2000. I feel like they started to lose it about... Yeah. And her mom was already dead too. So like here was this orphan who loses, now totally orphaned, and she latches on to... the Pokemon Entei, the legendary Pokemon Entei, who is basically, her emotional loss is so powerful that Entei is brought into the world as a physical being instead of just being a legend. Hey Antonio, thank you for the like. So yeah, it gets into. I agree. After Forever, after the Celebi, a lot of the Pokemon movies did get really weird. Yes, she does get her dad back, but when you look at the theme of the film, it is intensely dark. And then you have Detective Pikachu, and here's the thing. I would say the Detective Pikachu movie is the adult Pokemon movie we wanted. I love the Detective Pikachu movie. It is one of my favorite films. And it's so funny to me because basically the Pokemon Company, when they put out Detective Pikachu, basically showed the world what a live-action video game movie could be. They did it right. The Pokemon were beautiful. They were animated beautifully. It was true to the feel of the franchise. It was an original story. It dealt with dark themes like death, that you can't come back from as the kind of thing, and the main character dealing with that. It dealt with things like amnesia because Detective Pikachu doesn't know who he is. And I'm not going to spoil the movie in case anybody hasn't seen it, but there's nothing like it that has been done as a video game movie since. Just isn't there. Sonic the Hedgehog, the Sonic movie, was a really good video game movie, but that came out after, and Pokemon basically showed the world this is how you do it. And then the Sonic movie came out, and I was really happy with really happy with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and I'm super stoked for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Jim Carrey was an amazing Dr. Robotnik. It was a chance to see Jim Carrey as the psychotic character that he is. And to let him get back into his crazy improvisational roots that, you know, of his younger years when he did the mask and when he was doing, oh man, his old stand-up, and you getting back to, you know, the kind of characters he did with the intensely insane characters that he did with like Ace Ventura and all that. He got back to his younger roots of why he was so beloved as an actor, and then he had his serious parts too. And Sonic was, after millions of dollars were spent, was finally beautifully animated. The original Sonic was a nightmare, but yeah. Absolutely gorgeous movie, and I'm so excited for the second one. Knuckles, we already know Knuckles is in it. We already know Tails is in it. Idris Elba is the voice of Knuckles. I'm so excited for that. If you don't know who Idris Elba is, but you know Marvel, he was Heimdall, who controlled the Bifrost. Black actor, British accent. But he was the Asgardian that controlled the Bifrost. Had the big sword, could see through space and time. That's Idris Elba. And he's a terrific actor, and he's got a wonderfully smooth, deep voice, deep British voice. So I'm very excited that I think he's the perfect. He's one of two actors I would want as Knuckles, honestly. And both actors I would want as Knuckles are black actors, Idris Elba and one of my favorite voice actors of all time, Keith David. But I think Keith David would bring too much of it because of his age. I think he'd bring too much age to the voice of Knuckles, but I love his voice. Yeah, he was in Dark Tower. Yep, not a great film. Idris Elba's just a great actor. You know, he really is. He's a good-looking guy, and he's a great actor. You know, he's definitely one of those full package people in Hollywood. But yeah, I really want to see Keith David do a voiceover in a video game movie. If they ever get around to making the Spawn movie that has been in the works for years, I would want Keith David to be Spawn, because Keith David was the voice of Spawn in the HBO animated Spawn that came out in the 90s, which you can actually catch on Amazon Prime. Fun fact. And he was also Goliath in Gargoyles, which is on Disney Plus. But yeah, he was the Arbiter in Halo. He's been in a lot of things. He was Captain Anderson in Mass Effect. And his live action acting is pretty good too. The 90s Spawn, that was extremely edgy for its day. There's a reason it aired on HBO. I mean, you had nudity, you had the F word, you had all kinds of profanity and violence. It was an R-rated animated show. Idris was in Star Trek Beyond. Yes, he was. Which is the third Star Trek movie of the Kelvin timeline that they did with all the new actors. Idris was the kind of commander that went crazy and went through like the change and everything that he did. He was the main bad guy in that. But yeah, that's the voice of Knuckles. So the trailers look great. Even the poster to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, looks just like the poster. They deliberately did it just like the poster for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 video game on the Sega. So, super stoked. Super stoked. It's going to be a big deal. And again, but see, to go back to the 90s Spawn, it had its place. It had an audience. Spawn was easily one of the darkest comic books out there. One of the darkest. I mean, the very concept of a Secret Service soldier who's murdered and sent to hell, and is the spawn of, who's turned into the spawn of Satan, literally, to lead Satan's army to take over the world. And he rejects, well, Malbolgia, who is the devil in this. He rejects Malbolgia's offer and becomes this renegade fighting both sides. I mean, it's a wonderfully dark comic. Big Spawn fan. He's a if I ever put on the 180 pounds of muscle that I'd like to, I would love to cosplay Spawn. But as you can tell, I'm not exactly there. I would have to get like a muscle suit to do Spawn the way I'd want to. But see, Spawn was never intended for kids. I'm gonna drop the Discord in, guys. If you haven't joined our Discord, you absolutely should. I also have a channel in our Discord. I have lots of channels in the Discord, but I specifically have one for gaming suggestions. So if there's games you'd like to see me play, put the game and put the console. Give me both. Help me narrow it down if it's one I'm not familiar with, especially if you're proposing an indie title or if you're proposing something that wasn't like, you know, obviously I know what consoles I can play Final Fantasy VII on, but if you're throwing something at me I'm not familiar with, give me both. Has Spawn ever had any major crossovers? I feel like he had one with Vampirella. He had one with, he did have one with Vampirella. So Spawn is owned by Image Comics, which is Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane did, he worked for Marvel. He did 100 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, hey, Caterpie's evolving. Cool. So Todd McFarlane did 100 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man in the 90s. I believe it was 200 to 300 issues. 200 to 300 were the ones that he did. And Todd McFarlane is the one who changed Spider-Man's webbing to look like the spaghetti strands that it does, where it kind of wraps around itself. That was Todd McFarlane's idea to do that. Todd McFarlane also co-created the character Venom. And if you look at Venom and you look at Spawn, there's a lot of similarities in their design. But yeah, Venom was originally co-created by the same guy who, when he left Marvel, when he was essentially fired from Marvel, because Marvel isn't known for keeping artists long term. They'll keep you for a run of comics and then they'll let you go and then they'll bring somebody else in. So it's a contract, kind of a contract deal. So when they were done with him, he was like, now what? So he just started his own comic book company. And Spawn was born out of that. So anything that is an Image Comics property, Spawn has crossover with. So there was Vampirella. There was another character whose name escapes me, and I'm at Wolf's place right now streaming, so I don't have my comic books here. If I did, I could pull out a stack of Spawn comic books and tell you most of who he's crossed over with, but there's been a lot. But it was always indie titles. He's never done a crossover with Marvel. He's never done a crossover with DC, to my knowledge. Because he's not really on great terms with Marvel. He and Marvel, it was an ugly split when he left Spider-Man. Because he revolutionized the Spider-Man comics. He changed the look, he changed the poses. The hanging upside down Spider-Man, where the feet are kind of like up like this when he's hanging upside down, that was his design. The way the webs changed to give them a more dynamic look instead of just a straight line, that was his design. And then, of course, Venom, which has now become a major character, half his design. So when he leaves Marvel, he doesn't get any of that. And there was some bad blood there between them for a while. I think Image Comics was created a little bit out of spite, is my theory. But Image Comics, which is based out of Canada, is also the largest independent publisher of comic books in the world. If you write a comic book, You get an artist, you write it, whatever, how much, whatever. You submit a completed comic book to Image Comics, they will actually consider it for publication. They are big on supporting the independent comics team. And if you're good enough, they'll hire you. They're known for that. They're known for hiring talent. Like, as a comic book artist, my dream would be to work for Image Comics. More than Marvel, more than Disney, and more than DC. I would want to work for Image. Because I want to do dark, gritty comics, darker than anything Marvel's going to put out. Favorite non-Marvel DC comic series or character. So if you take Spawn out, non-Marvel DC comic books, you have to give me a second, because I mean, Spawn tops that list. I would say the Dresden comics are really, really good. Anita Blake, her stuff, anything by Anita Blake, really. But honestly, a lot of my favorite, and I hate to call it comic series because they're not, they're mangas. But once you get away from Marvel and DC and you get away from Spawn, a lot of my favorites are manga series. I love Black Butler. I love High School of the Dead. I love the mangas specifically. Dance in the Vampire Bund. A lot of Death Note is great. Big fan of Lady Death and Witchblade. Yeah, I could see that. What I know, I know you pretty well, and I absolutely would say that. Have I started watching Elfen Lied? Yeah, I did start watching Elfen Lied. Yeah, Elfen Lied is intense. Holy crap, is Elfen Lied intense. Like, I tried watching Elfen Lied. Like, hey, this is an anime, I'll put it on, see if it, like, helps me go to sleep. 3 in the morning, I'm laying there like, I'm not sleeping. Not sleeping. No. I just watched her explode like 10 guys' heads. Not sleeping. Yeah. That was a bad idea to try to watch that before going to sleep. There was nothing soothing about it at all. Great series. Enjoying the series. You warned me. Yes, you did warn me. I will grant you that. You warned me. So I think what I'd like to see is I'd like to see Pokemon switch. I'd like a season of Pokemon where they switched. And what I mean by that is, I talked about how there's some really dark episodes, and there's some really dark movies. But overall, the tone of Pokemon is very, very light. I would like to see Pokemon take the same tone that the TV show Supernatural did. Where it was a very, very dark show with humor and levity and just lightness sprinkled into it to break it up so it wasn't overbearingly scary and overbearingly like nightmarish. I loved Supernatural. I'm a big fan of the TV show Supernatural. I would love to see them Pokemon go that direction. A Pokemon Digimon crossover. Digimon is really pretty dark because the kids are transported to an island they can't escape from against their will. away from home in this world of monsters that talk to them. Like, Digimon has its own dark tone, but I don't think it would work. I think the concept of Pokemon and the concept of Digimon are too separate. We need a Pokemon nature show a la Crocodile Hunter. Oh, crikey. Alright, right here in the volcano. And over there's a Charizard. Now, as you can see, his tail is on fire, even as he sleeps. Alright, I'm gonna try to roast a marshmallow on it. You know? I think that would be hilarious. And to me, I think Pokemon Snap is kind of in that vein of Crocodile Hunter. Like, oh, alright, here we see a Gyarados in its natural habitat. Oh no, he's using Rage. Look at him go. Also with Hagrid. Yeah, see, that would be better. Danger, danger, danger. Or a film that takes place entirely from a Pokemon's completely non-verbal that shows a Pokemon trying to survive in the wild. Pikachu, I Choose You, which I think that was the name of it. Actually, the whole opening sequence of that shows, like, a Pokemon's perspective. There's been a few episodes that have done that, and those were some of my favorite because it was clever, and it was completely non-verbal. It was them, Pika Pika, Bulbasaur, and them talking like that, but you had subtitles. And I thought that was really interesting. That was fun. A Pokemon Fluke mixture. Yes. I want to see Iron Chef Kanto edition where they're like cooking up who can cook up the Pokemon in the best way. That's what. Can we have a Pokemon cooking show, please? You have a recipe for Magikarp? Well, so we do know it is canon that Pokemon are eaten. Okay, we do know that is actually canon from the anime, from that SSAN Titanic episode I was talking about, because when they're on the ship and they're walking by like the first class area where like the buffet is laid out, there is a fried and filleted Magikarp. So we do know Iron Chef chops up a Magikarp and the camera goes to noise of nothing but Magikarp. Can we get all the same like actors and people from Iron Chef, where he's just like Magikarp, he whips it off and there it is. Yeah, but we do know it is actually anime canon that at least Magikarp are eaten. So it makes sense that other Pokemon that are similar to bovine, similar to deer, or maybe just everybody eats tofu. But Magikarp now played by Tommy Wiseau. Only if Gordon Ramsay is there. That would be. Can we get like? I want Gordon Ramsay and I want Simon Cowell, both there as judges. I've been at this an hour and I haven't even gotten to the first gen yet. I'm still in like the beginning part of the game. This cop is so raw, it just evolved into a Gyarados. That would be amazing. I gotta say, this is a visually beautiful game. The music is great. It's visually very, very pleasing to watch. It's fun to play. I love the art style as well as the movement mechanics to the game. What do you think, guys? Should I do my beard like Leon's there, where it just comes down and comes up as a point? Should I give that a shot? Cut it off right where the silver is, right here. There, and have it come down. Just Gym Pokemon's the boss. Gym 1. What's my opinion on the designs of each generation of Pokemon? I feel like in some ways they got clever, and in most ways they got lazy. But at the same time, there's over 900 of them. So they're not all going to be winners. So would I say that there's more strong designs than there are weak? Yes. Would I say that there's more clever than there are lazy? Yes. I got a lot of likes coming in on Facebook. I hope these are like legit and not bots. Like, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the love. Please hop on our Twitch. Come into our Discord. Hey, look, there's my Discord link again. Come join our Discord. Come say hi. Recommend games. Should grow a beard that you can part in the middle and wrap around the back of your head to be part of your ponytail. See, my beard doesn't grow long. It gets bushy. And then it gets itchy. So, like, I almost never grow it longer than this. But if I do, I'll grow this down straight and then cut it into a point, so I get this like Disney villain beard. It's kind of fun. I think, you know, not all of the Gen 1 Pokemon were winners either. There were a few in there where I went, ew. I kind of think Jigglypuff was a ripoff of Kirby, but, you know, like, Muck, yeah, literally a pile of sludge. But then there you have Trubbish later on that's literally a possessed pile of trash, like bag of trash. You have Klefki, which is literally a ring of keys. You know, there's a few that are really, really lazy. But I would say for every one that I think is a lazy design, there's 10 strong ones. Easy. And there's still some type matchups that we haven't had. We've never had a fire-electric type. Fun fact, Raichu. So you had Pikachu, which evolves into Raichu. There was originally intended, in Gen 1, a third evolution for Pikachu, which was a fire-electric type. And I've seen concept sketches of it. Yeah, you have a few Pokemon cards that are... they're not misprints. They're deliberate type mixes. But as far as what's canon in the games or in the animes, we have yet to have a fire-electric type. Now, we have 7 Eevee evolutions, and then we have 2 new Pokemon games coming out this year. And there are a lot of theories that we're going to get an 8th Eevee evolution. And there's a bunch of types that we don't have. We don't have a Steel-type Eevee. We don't have a Ghost-type Eevee. We don't have... we do have a Fairy-type now. We don't have a Dragon-type Eevee. We don't have a Ground-type. We don't have a Rock-type. We don't have a Poison-type. You know, we have a Grass-type, but we don't have a Poison-type. So there's a lot of suspicion about... a lot of supposition, I should say, about what the next Eevee evolution is going to be, and if we're going to get one. So that's coming up. That's Pokemon Violet and I just lost it. Now I gotta look it up. Scarlet and Violet, which are coming out fall of this year. Very excited for those. I will say you can definitely tell there's some thought as well into the types, because if you look at most of the rodent type Pokemon are electric type. Eevee is just the Pokemon version of a Saiyan. This isn't even my final form. So I don't know. That's what I want most. I think of any Pokemon, of any evolution of any Pokemon, I think I want a new Eevee evolution, because I love Eevees. I would absolutely be, like, if Pokemon were real, I would be an Eevee trainer. I love the versatility. I love the options of evolution with them. Absolutely be an Eevee trainer. And on that note, we were talking about, because tomorrow night, depending on how things go, we had talked about doing a miniature painting stream tomorrow night. And we've done Pokemon before. There's my Bulbasaur that I painted. These are 3D printed on my printer. Here's Vulpix that Wolf did. And then we've also got a couple that we haven't painted that need to be painted. There's 3. Here's an Ivysaur that has been primed with black. And then there's an Eevee that's been primed as well. And then no priming, but probably not going to be more than white, is it's hard to see because see if I can kind of cast a shadow, because the light I have is very, very bright. It outshines it, but it's Ninetales. So I think we're gonna be painting some of those. This is some of the ones that we've done before. There's Princess Peach that I did. There's a Mario that we've done. We've got some others that we still need to do as well. So we're talking about doing a miniature painting thing tomorrow night, depending on what we can get set up to do that. Imagine the fandom upheaval if they reveal that Eevee has a 3rd stage of evolution. That would be nuts. Yeah, that would be... I don't know how people would react to that, honestly. I think people would be pretty stunned, I think. But, when they introduced Mega Evolutions in X and Y, it was kind of like that. People were like, what do you mean? Oh, there's this extra evolution and it can de-evolve afterwards? Like, that was kind of a big deal. But at the end of the day, I think people loved the Mega Evolution concept. In this game, we have what's called Dynamaxing, which you're going to see here in a little bit. So I think it just kind of, it's going to depend. The fans obviously are going to decide. But if there's one thing the Pokemon Company has been good at, and Game Freak and Nintendo are good at, is listening to their fans, for the most part. And I think that's why Pokemon has been so successful for pushing 26 years now. Is they listen to what the fans want. And if the fans want another Eevee evolution, they're going to give us another Eevee evolution at some point. And fans want it. So now it's just a matter of how are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? I've pretty much caught all the Pokemon that are in this area already. Just look at that water. It's beautiful. Okay, random person waving at the sky. But you're talking about the fandom upheaval if you find out that Eevee has a third stage of evolution. I think what'll happen will be it'll be like Sun and Moon, where they're gonna bring it. They're due to do something like that, honestly. And they go about having the third stage of Eevee evolution be a regressing back to a base Eevee, just with massive stats, giving the option to evolve it differently. I think introducing a de-evolution stone would be something that could be interesting. Because then that would apply to more than just Eevee. Like, if you take just the Gen 1 Pokemon that evolve with stones, taking a Vileplume back to a Gloom, taking a Weeping Bell back, or taking a Victory Bell back to a Weeping Bell, taking Clefable back to Clefairy, Wigglytuff back to Jigglypuff. You know, being able to devolve Poliwrath into Poliwhirl. That would be big. But then, like, of course, the primary mechanic of it being introduced as a way to devolve your Eevee. I think that's the way I would do it. I would introduce a de-evolution stone, but have a limit on it. You can use it one time, like a Master Ball. Because when they did the second generation, when they did Gold and Silver, they introduced a bunch of pre-evolutions of Pokemon. Pichu before Pikachu, Cleffy, or not Cleffy, Igglybuff before Jigglypuff, Munchlax before Snorlax. They introduced a bunch of a bunch of pre-evolutions before in Gold and Silver, because that was when they introduced the breeding mechanic where you could have baby Pokemon. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but I think in order to introduce a Pokemon as established as Eevee as being able to devolve, I would want it to be, since they evolve from a stone, being able to devolve them from a stone. Keep that from a writing standpoint, it's keeping the consistency of what it is. If it evolves with a stone, it needs to devolve with a stone. That would be interesting to me to see that. Oh yeah, this is cool. If you have Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee saved on your Switch, which I have Let's Go Pikachu on mine, then you receive a Pikachu, or you receive an Eevee, or both. So now I have a Pikachu. Which is cool. And let's put him in party with... We're gonna take out Rookity. We'll put in Pikachu. And it can Dynamax, which is cool, which is a mechanic not all Pokemon can do. So it's a neat mechanic that I'm glad it's a fun little thing they put in here. We're gonna buy a bunch of Pokeballs. And we got Pokédolls. Pokédolls let you automatically run from a battle. It's a different mechanic. I love when a game communicates with other game files. Yeah. I remember, because I've actually had Sword. This will be my second playthrough of Shield. I've played through Shield and beaten Shield. So this is me just starting over for fun to do it on stream here. I got that day one. I got Sword and Shield day one. And so I was really, like, that was really cool to see that mechanic put in there. I was very excited by it. And I love, excuse me, I love the day and night mechanic as well. Because that also means that you have this concept where certain Pokemon come out at night, certain Pokemon come out at day, and that was introduced in the second generation as well, Gold and Silver. And I'm glad it's something they've kept. So I think I'm going to do one Dynamax here, and just to show you guys what the Dynamaxing looks like. And then I'm probably going to end my stream for the night. Kind of starting to lose my voice. We're in like heavy Florida pollen season right now, and it is wrecking my voice. So you've heard me kind of go dry a few times here. So let's do a Dynamax and see what pops up. Yeah, Cam, thank you for coming in, buddy. I'm going to be hopping off here soon. In fact, we're probably going to, let's see, when I finish this, I'm going to see who's online, and we're going to send them a raid, which will be cool. Let's see, what do we got popping up out here? There's an Onyx. He's probably going to be way strong. Try battling when it seems like you know over your head. Try to run. I also like that shiny stuff on the ground shows up. Like, I bet this Onyx is going to be way too powerful. I would bet money it's going to be too powerful. Yeah, a very strong looking Onyx. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a level 26. There's no way we're going to take that on. He'll kill us in one hit. So we're just going to run. We'll get there. Oh, and he has Dragon Breath? Onyx? Wow. Run away! Run away! He bravely ran away. When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. We'll get some of the berries off this tree. Alright, so we are going to heal, because he took a lot of damage. I don't even know if I'm going to be strong enough for this Dynamax Den, but we're going to find out. We're going to save real quick. We're going to find out if we're strong enough for this Dynamax Den. We'll invite some NPCs. Well, other people. See if anybody's on. No. Yep. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Quit it. Pushing too many buttons too fast. So this is just going to be NPCs versus other live players right now, because I don't know who's still live playing this game with, you know, all the other ones. So these are just NPCs that are in here. That is a Dynamax Pokemon. A Pidove. So we can Dynamax and then use our Pokemon's moves on it. Using this strange energy source that's in the region, we can make our Pokemon temporarily massive. Oh look! Hey, it's Godzilla! And their Pokemon got knocked out. So you're on a timer inside of here to be able to do this. So we're going to try... Can't throw a Pokeball yet, so... Oh, nice. So now we can throw a Pokeball. And once we catch it, it'll become a regular Pokemon because it'll be out of the energy stream. But it will be able, we'll be able to use it as a Dynamax Pokemon in the future if we want. And you can get some really rare Pokemon this way, depending on what region, like what area you're in the wilds. So it's kind of a neat mechanic. It's a little different. Again, some people love it, some people hate it. Honestly, I'm good with it. It makes battling interesting when you're able to do it in battle. So yeah, now we have a Pidove, which we didn't have before, which is cool. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end my stream here. I want to thank everybody who has been on my stream tonight. I appreciate all of the wonderful comments. I'm going to throw my Discord in the chat once again. If you aren't on our Discord, you should come hang out with us and see what we're up to. In a moment, I'm going to go to my ending screen. GVeast, thank you. Cam, everybody, Wolf Angel, everyone who's been on. I love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing people, amazing fans. Let me see. Actually, so my buddy Brickerboom is playing Stardew Valley, and then I think he's going to be switching over to Halo. So we're going to raid our good friend Brickerboom, and who's been a big supporter of our channel, and we're going to move right along. I will see you guys, with any luck, see you guys tomorrow night for more content, and have a good evening. Take care. Love you all, and be safe.